Welcome to our latest bargain video. Now I'm about to show you something. I want you to understand that I have no secret to this. This is just luck. Here we have the second printing of the official Advanced Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook by Gary Gygax. This is the first edition of the game. We have a first edition monster manual. I plan on sending this one to my nephews because I have no need for it. I have my own. I already have one I have on docket. I'm going to be trading in the near future. We have the Basic Rules Book 1. This is the classic red book. And then we have B2, the Keep on the Borderlands, one of the classic modules for first edition of the TSR era. So please, no secrets. I just get lucky sometimes. And for every gaming book I find, I've been to 100 yard sales where I found none. Monsters, Dinosaurs, and Beasts, that's probably going to go to my nephews. Then we have 3 Macaulay books. We have Cathedral, Pyramid, and Castle, and these are all going to my nephews as I already own copies of all of these. And they are just wonderfully educational and beautifully drawn, and they're just works of art, and everyone should own all of his books. He's just a genius. Then we have the Moosewood Restaurant Cooks at Home. That's a book my wife wanted. Underground Houses, How to Build a Low-Cost Home. This is something I'm vaguely intrigued in. This is something from the 70s, and I want to take a look at it. This is something I was fascinated with at one time. I'm never going to build an underground home. I'm in the home I'm going to die in. But I think it would be interesting. It only cost me $1. Then we have Karloff by Peter Underwood. I'm a fan of Boris Karloff, so I'd like to read a biography of his. And Poetry of the Universe, which is about mathematics and how it is part of our cosmos. And this is going to be a long video today, folks, so buckle up. And we continue with the media. We have the Adventurous Boys Handbook. It's supposed to say Boys Handbook. It's written on the spine. This is, say, from age 9 to 99, though the inside is needlessly, gendered. I'm going to give that to my brother-in-law. He can share it with my nephews if he wants to. Then we have Wasp Farm, a scientist's vivid account of the remarkable lives of wasps. This is from 1963, and that is an incredibly beautiful cover. Not to mention, I will read the book. I'm going to leave the slipcover at home when I do so, because when I'm done with it, I want to keep that one. Then we have 2 managerial advice books. My wife is a manager, and she might find a use out of those. Then we have When Worlds Collide, George Pal's classic science fiction epic, which I have not seen in a dog's year. Then we have Princess Diaries 2, that's from my mother-in-law. Moulin Rouge, my wife wanted that one. Then we have the 65th anniversary Gulliver's Travel Animated. Now, I haven't seen this in a very long time, but I have fond memories of it from my childhood, so I'm kind of looking forward to that one. Then we have the entire series Starlost. I got this at a flea market for $5. This is a Canadian science fiction series. If you see this spacecraft right here down in the corner, each one of those little domes is an incomplete biosphere, and they're flying through space, all these little biospheres, and the people on board don't know they're on a ship. So this is Metamorphosis Alpha in TV form without mutants. And if you're a gamer, you get that reference. And then we have a Lucy inflatable lantern, and it's not inflated at the moment, obviously. And it's got solar panels on top, and it's, I mean, this has been sitting in, it was sitting in a thrift shop, and then I've had it home for almost 2 weeks now, and it's still holding a charge. I'm quite impressed by that. That's going to my nephews. Then we have a Yashica Electro 8 LD8 camera, which I have a possible use for as a project, and it cost me $1. And I mean, the lens is still clear and everything. I'm never going to hook this up to actually use it as a camera, but I think it might be useful for another thing. Then we have a Girl Scout patch, which has a Scotty on it. Camp Glengara, which I got from my wife because I thought it was cute. We have a stone. Now, I know that this particular type of stone has a name. I can't remember the name. I picked it up at a flea market. Because someone could tell me what this particular type of stone is called, I would really, pardon me as I burp, I really appreciate that. Then we have a reusable coffee cup, the original reusable coffee cup, whoops, which my wife, it's called the Keep Cup, and which my wife thought was cute, so we picked it up for her. She's a coffee aficionado. Then we have a penguin duck for my wife's coworker who likes penguins. We have a small vase, which I liked, particularly for this little splash of color right there. Oh, that's a good angle. It comes out nice right there. And it's a shape I enjoy. And then this is a small bowl. It'd be useful for sushi, a soy sauce or something like that, or a side dish. It's got a nice leaf platter on there. It is made by a known artist. That type of a signature is definitely something you only see from professionals, and it's very thin. So whoever made this knew exactly what they were doing. Picked it up at an estate sale for $2 from a very nice gentleman. He and I had a pleasant conversation. We were the only ones there at the time. I have a rotary knife, which I did not have. I own my own mat, but I did not have my own rotary knife. My wife has one, but now I have one. This is an official Olfa rotary cutter, and Olfa is a nice brand. We have this lovely chicken, which I picked up, to be honest, just because the old man selling it made me smile, and it was $2, and it will go on our porch as a decoration. Then we have this, according to the label on this where I bought it. This is a Playmates figure from 1997. I haven't done any research yet on it, but I never thought Playmate was this aggressive, because this is like semi-realistic musculature, and that's a very aggressive looking figure. And I never knew them for doing things like this, so if it's part of a line, I may want to look into that. I also from the same place I got that nice little bowl, this very attractive spoon. I will be getting rid of one of our very plain spoons and replacing with this. I'd like to replace our spoons with more interesting and attractive and hand-carved things if I could. That would be nice. And this is I think this is olive wood from the look of it. And it's a nice shape, and I like the flat bottom for scraping things out in a pan or something. I like it's a nice feature. Then we have a pet nail grinder called the Petit Bas. I picked it up for $1. We have this decanter, which has a drunken dancing elephant, and as you heard that tone, there's a music box in the base which doesn't appear to be working properly at the moment. We're going to see if we can get that fixed. My wife really thought this was adorable, so we purchased it, and we're going to keep it around. We're probably just going to stick keeps trying to play. Probably stick something in there just for visual appeal. It's got a cork top. I don't think I actually want to keep liquids in there, but you might put something, baubles or something in there, just so it looks nice. And we have a bell, which is it's bronze, got a nice patina on it. The hook is this is a steel. I may get rid of that and replace it with something else. But it has the original clapper, so it's a nice shape. And then we have this hook. Those who saw my video where I showed off an ice pick that I had picked up, I had said in the video that I had seen designs online from other styles that had a straight hook and then a side hook like this. And I think this is an ice pick. It's too large for a fire poker, in my opinion, unless it was a really big fireplace. But I've already purchased a pole to mount this on. So when I get a chance, I'm going to drill it out and fit it and then screw it in place so it'll actually be on a pole, so it could actually be used if I wanted to. But it's in really nice shape for something its age, and it was only $2. Okay, we're not done. Alright, here we are to a section of more gear-related things. First, we have a 6-inch diameter random orbiter buffer polisher, which I've purchased for $5 with the pad included, and I got this hammer, which I'll get to in a minute, for free. I think it's nice to have something like this. I've been actually thinking about finding one, because if we want to do any body work or get scruff in the car, having this around will be very, very useful. I had got myself a benchtop power grinding system, and I purchased this because I recently got myself some chisels, so this I can set the angle on to do the initial grinding, and then I can do the honing on my knife sharpening system with the 3-stone knife sharpening system. But this will help get me to that honing stage. I also have a couple of blades which frankly need a little more work than my current sharpening systems are designed to handle. They're designed to hone things, not really put an edge on them. So this will help me with that. And I picked it up for $5. I got a hole saw. I have the same. I have this the center that goes in here. It's got a drill bit and it locks in place. I already own that, and I got this for 50 cents. And you never know where you need to drill a hole, so 50 cents, I couldn't pass up that. I got a small flashlight, which does work, and I plan on converting that and giving it away. We have a bunch of blank keys. And these keys I picked up for $5 for the entire lot. Now, I got them as art projects and things like that. The possibility that I will ever need skeleton keys is probably fairly small. But if I need to make these look like they're actual keys, I can always just grind shapes into those blanks. Then we have this, which is, I believe, a welding fixture. But I'm going to use it just to hold round objects while I work on them. So that was a nice find. I got that for $5 at a flea market. And I said I got this hammer for nothing. It is a engineering hammer style head on a tubular steel shaft that has been welded in place. Not only is it an interesting size for a hammer this big, so you can get into small locations, but I like the post-apocalyptic handmade vibe. I bought a Craftsman breaker bar, so that's kind of cool. I have a masonry trowel here. I plan on doing some masonry work and some projects with cement in the near future. I'll need to repoint it, but that's not a big deal. It was $1, so if I like it and I decide I like doing that kind of thing, I can always buy a better one at some point in the future. Then we have a drill-powered auger for blockages. I have a hand crank one which works. I thought I'd try this, and it was brand new and never used. So if I like it, I'll get rid of the other one and keep this one. If I don't like it, I'll get rid of this one. So, you know, it was like, I think I paid $3 for this, or maybe even a little less than that. Then we have 3 tire irons, and they are going to be part of a post-apocalyptic vibe project in the future. And then we have an Outward Hound dog pack. A friend of mine was actually mentioning to me quite recently, like last week, that she was thinking about getting her dog a pack, and then I found this at a thrift shop. I washed it up, and it's ready to go. So as soon as this video is over, I can call her and say, hey, your pack's ready to get picked up. And we still have one more section. I forgot some tools. We have a small crowbar, which I picked up so my wife can put this in her car. I think having a crowbar in a car is a useful tool. We have a very nice pair of small needle nose pliers, and the tiniest little adjustable channel locks I have ever seen. This is an actual Craftsman tool. So, see, Craftsman, which made me smile. They're just adorable. But I got that just because these are useful. I'll probably find use for those, but they're just cute. Here we have a large bag. This has big leather or faux leather. I don't know if they're real leather. Shoulder straps. And I've been looking for a bag. Particularly, I was looking for one that had a over the crossbody carry, but I haven't found one. I didn't want to pay as much as I found one online, and I happened to stumble upon this at a thrift shop for $5. So I'm going to try this for flea marketing. It's big, it's comfortable to hold on my shoulder, it'll hold quite a bit, and we'll see if I like it. If I don't, I'll donate it to somebody I know or put it back into the recycling cycle of thrift shops. But I think it was worth a try. I guess my wife tells me it's a beach bag. I didn't know what it was. My wife got herself a new pair of boots. It's a nice lug on the bottom, and she liked the look, and I hadn't liked the look as well. And they are fleece lined, or faux fleece lined. She has a new t-shirt which has the cycles of the moon on it, a new sweater which is 70% wool, which has a nice color pattern on it, a new button-down shirt. I got a new t-shirt. This is actually the back. This is Jack Surfboards, and this is the pier made famous in Huntington Beach by the Z-Boys, so the Dogtown Boys. So there you go. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm gonna wear that to work probably. And then I have a new hoodie. This is probably going to replace the one I currently see. You've seen me wear, the green one. I decided after purchasing it, I really don't like the fit as much as I thought I did. This one fits a little bit better. So I'm probably going to donate that one, keep this one, so I end up with a net value of 0. And I recently got rid of a t-shirt, so again, the net gain of 0 on t-shirts. So far, it's been a very interesting haul. This is really some cool stuff this time around, and some useful things, like I have a bag I can use at flea markets now, which is bigger than the grocery bag I had been using, and more comfortable to carry on my shoulder. It hangs lower, and it kind of pushes it. I can push it behind my body more comfortably. So there you go, folks. Some cool stuff this time around.